Polite inquiries. Official Australian government nets. Abdullah says, on a scale of Pixar's Brave to Braveheart, how brave was Scotland in their defeat?
Woof. Well, that's a tough call.
Woof then?
Yeah, woof. Yeah, I'd say medium brave.
There was that moment when you looked at the scorecard before New Zealand had batted and you did think to yourself, this could get messy, but it didn't get messy and they fought back, and obviously New Zealand were trying to keep their net run rate up and that's why they were batting so aggressively. But they almost gave Scotland a chance of winning, so I think it was a great moment for the Bravehearts.
Didn't Mel Gibson end up in Braveheart having his testicles chopped off by the English? I mean, that could be an omen. That could be an omen for the Christchurch game.
Brendan Cummings says, if the ICC limit the 2019 Cricket World Cup to 10 teams, can't we just have our own tournament a few months before and invite everyone?
Could do. I think that's probably what England, Australia and India are planning to do anyway, just to have their own 3-team World Cup to trump the
actual
oversized 10-team World Cup.
Yeah.
I don't think England's going to be happy until it's back to how cricket is supposed to be back in the 1780s. Just England, owned by massive landowners, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Played for money.
Look, I mean, when you look into it, there's no way of looking at the 10-team tournament and not feeling that the ICC, as usual, are morons. They've completely lost the plot. The next 2 tournaments are 10 teams. We just went to an amazing game of cricket, which the ICC doesn't want to happen. They are morons, they are selfish, they are greedy, they're not helping the game of cricket, and really, they can go get stuffed.
In mitigation, no associate member had, before this tournament, had won a World Cup match for 4 years. And also, hope is the most dangerous of all commodities, and it must be crushed, because it only lets you down eventually.
Greg Murrah says, is the World Cup better for playing at scenic grounds like Dunedin rather than concrete jungles like the MCG? Well, first, wash your mouth out for ever suggesting that the MCG is anything other than pure beauty of concrete. But
it's not really a jungle, is it?
No.
I mean, what jungles came in a smooth curve? I've never been to a jungle, but I'm pretty sure that's not what they're famous for, is it? Yeah, I've seen them on the telly.
I think having been to this game in Monaco, I think it is great, and I think to spread the game. And I know the last World Cup was played in Albury and Ballarat and all these places. I think it would have been amazing had we played in more diverse places, but we obviously still need to use the great cricket grounds of the world as well. But it annoys me that the ICC didn't throw a lot of their money at maybe putting a stadium up in Papua New Guinea that we could play at.
Yep.
Let's grow the game and let's move it to some of these outposts. We could have had a game in Darwin or Cairns.
Could have had a game on one of those boats full of immigrants that are docked off Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been good. That would have grown the game, I think.
Michael Haller says, will we go all the way through this World Cup without a single really close finish? If so, can I blame this on big bats? It's quite interesting. We had so many people suggesting that the World Cup wasn't good because we haven't had a close finish, but the next 9 games could be close finishes. It seems like a random thing to have used the World Cup for, but people are obviously noticing it.
Yes, there haven't been close finishes. There's been some good cricket though. There have not been sort of massively tedious games generally. I think obviously with a 50-over game you're slightly less likely to get a close finish than in 20 overs, which is specifically designed only to get close finishes. I think they'll cheerlead. There certainly hasn't been enough dancing around in skimpy clothes, and I think you should be taking the lead on that, Karen.
I saw some of your dancing yesterday.
I've seen you in your pants in our hotel room. It is not a pretty sight. And I'd say that knowing that me in my pants is not a pretty sight.
Danny says, with Ireland and Scotland playing well, arguably better than England, should there be a regular British Isles competition? I'll leave that for you.
I'd love to see that. I think, yeah, that would be...
We've got Guernsey and other places I've heard of, they all play.
Yeah, but I mean, Ireland are cheating really because they've got Ed Joyce, who used to be an England player, and I don't think they should be poaching players like that. It's appalling. Is that really what international cricket is about, I ask you?
Also, Ireland have 2 countries in their one team.
That's cheating. Well, we have England and South Africa, so I guess it makes it equal.
And Wales.
And, well, yeah, and a few others than Ireland.
Tom Hiscott says, how many of the top teams would Shakib Al-Hassan get into? Or perhaps more easily, how many wouldn't he? Well, he'd be in Australia for, in a heartbeat. And he'd probably be Pakistan's best batsman at the moment. So yeah, I think he'd be West Indies captain, their coach, and although he might not get picked in the squad because of behavioural issues, but look, he's a really good player, and I think Afghanistan should have ended up battered a lot better than they did. But he was the person who looked like taking that game away from them completely.
Yes, he'd certainly get in the England team, I think. but then on current form, I think you might get the England team. He's an excellent cricketer, and yeah, that partnership with him and Mushfiqur, 280 ODIs between them, that experience in a tense situation, I think, swung the game.
Bradley Waring of Werribee says, how can the ICC look at this match, he means Afghanistan-Bangladesh, and the atmosphere in the crowd and think this must be stopped?
Well, I mean, I grew up watching county cricket in Kent, and that kind of atmosphere is not what cricket is about. You want it to be sedate. It's basically, cricket should function as the world's spare hospice, for people to just sit quietly, gathering their final thoughts. It is not about noise, it's not about flags,
or passion.
It's not about enthusiasm.
Or replica shirts.
No, certainly not.
Clive says, Shapur Zadran is the answer to the problems of India's bowling runs. How long till the ICC ban him?
Well, they could ban him for having, I don't know, having a 40-yard run-up. Maybe that could be the next thing. They've had the 15-degree elbow, maybe the 39-yard run-up threshold could see Shapur banned from international cricket.
I can't ride horses. No. When I watch him, I see him like a wild stallion. I just want to throw, just jump on his back and ride him into the bowling crease. No?
Well, have you asked? It's good strength work for a fast bowler, isn't it, to carry Jared Kimber on their back?
Merv Hughes used to do it, actually. Yeah. He used to get people on his back.
Harold Lowell always used to run in with Neville Cardus on his back in practice. That is a fact.
Jonathan says, does Dav Watmore get to keep all the kit he's collected from coaching so many nations? So we've got Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Zimbabwe. He also did Victoria. He'd have a good kit selection, wouldn't he?
He would.
To be fair, they wouldn't fit all people. His kit, if it's on eBay, it might be for the slightly larger man. But I love Dav Watmore. I think he's an amazing coach, and I don't think he gets nearly enough credit for the fact that he helped Sri Lanka win their World Cup, and he seems to improve teams every time he gets them. Rajiv Gupta says, advice, gents. My partner won't allow me to watch cricket. Should I dump her? Agony Andy.
Yes, obviously yes. I mean, how can you have a loving relationship with someone who does not at least tolerate cricket? That is, I don't think that should happen in the 21st century. I'm pretty sure there is some Court of Human Rights legislation on that, and ditch her, basically, ditch her. And that goes for everyone watching this. Ditch them all.
I think that you should make her watch Shapur Zadran, and look, if she doesn't like watching cricket after that, she's just not up to it.
She's not human if she doesn't like watching cricket after watching Shapur Zadran. He's magnificent.
We'll see you tomorrow, or whenever, the next show. We'll see you soon, that's what I meant to say. Bye.